Hello guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you for tuning in. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Solokwe Solutions. I film about faith, family, business, and lifestyle. Today's video is a different kind of video, obviously, because let's call it a mukbang with Soteria. This is the first mukbang I'm doing on my channel, and it happens to be a video of me telling you guys how I introduced my daughter to solid early, how I got her to start eating solids. Like right now she's eating eba and ewedu soup. She's doing well in this food department. I can't even lie. Pepper is nothing. Like sometimes I cook and I'm like, oh my god, it's over peppered, she won't eat it, and she just eats it like a boss, and I'm like, okay, you did that, well done. But anyway, she's almost full now, and I just thought to do this video now once and for all. Can you sit back, baby? Thank you. So if you're interested in that kind of stuff, definitely keep on watching. So the first thing I'm going to say when it comes to introducing your daughter to solid early is start early. Like, can overemphasize this one. I remember when my mom came for mugo and she was like, my grandmother, her mom, would put like pepper, like just the oil in the pepper side in our mouths during our naming ceremony. I'm like, I beg, oh, shall not try that one with my daughter, I beg. And she was like, oh, okay, oh, at your service. So, but for her, at 3 months, I started to put oil in her mouth. And when I say oil, like when I'll cook soup, I will just like put my hand, dangle my hand in the oil part of the stew and just let her lick it, and she'll just go. But I did that like maybe twice in a week. And she would collect it. Obviously, she didn't know what it was. She was used to just breast milk at the time. I did exclusive breastfeeding, by the way. But, you know, just putting that oil pepper in her mouth, like from a very young age, was really good. Me, I personally think 7 days old naming is too early, but this is what I did and what worked for me. At 3 months, I started to put pepper in her mouth. So maybe that's something you want to consider. And I continued like this till she was like, what? I continued like this till she was like, well, maybe like, in fact, like obviously maybe till like 6 months that I started giving her proper meals. I continued like this. So that's point one. So the second thing still on this solid matter is, for me personally, when Soteria turned 6 months, so when she turned 6 months, I started to give her cereal. And so this was after the exclusive breastfeeding was over. I gave her cereal and I introduced her to like rice cereal, but I made it really watery. I remember the week she clocked 6 months was the week of my birthday. So I remember vividly that I'd given her like, what's it called? Watery cereal. So the first one I gave her was really watery and she finished it. So I'm like, okay, is it because it's close to breast milk? But I did another one with spoon this time and she still took it. So obviously that one is really dependent on the child. But I feel like the fact that the first taste of something other than breast milk. Ooh, excuse you? Wow. Can you say excuse me? Say excuse me. She's full. The first taste she had was that of something watery. So I think that really helped. And I gave her the watery one like 3 days in a week. So it's not like I started giving her every day. The way I introduced her to solids was at 6 months. Say if she used to take breast milk 7 times in a day, I made one of it cereal, and I did that for like 2 days in a week. Then the next week I increased it to 2 times in 3 days in a week, and gradually like that until at least every day had a solid. And then from then it became like maybe 3 times and then 4 breast milk, you know, like that until I put my breast in my cloths and I said it's all over. But I'm joking. She worked well with pumped breast milk, right? So whether or not it was cereal or it was breast milk, she was still taking it through the bottle. There's this bottle I bought. It's a bottle in form of a spoon, and that really worked well as well because she's still in the same position as if she's, you know, bottle feeding, but this time is cereal. So you might want to also explore that and get that. For the spoon feeding, even though I did it on that first day, I actually didn't do it much until like a month after, when she was really comfortable with the meal. That was when I now started to give her like spoon and bowl. So I used that one that seemed like a bottle. So it's a bottle with a spoon, and she just seems as though so it was like a blend of I'm having a bottle position, but then I know that this is a spoon. So by the time she started to use spoon, it wasn't new again. It was like really easy breezy for her. So you might want to consider that. So the next thing I'm going to say is blend your meals. Now, after the rice cereal, obviously the child is not going to be eating only rice cereal. That's a tongue twister right there. The child is not going to be eating rice cereal alone. So what you want to do is, actually at 6 months, I went to my daughter's pediatrician, and she actually gave me the go ahead. She said whatever you can eat, she can eat. Just make sure that our own consistency is better. And I'm just like, you mean it? That's all I needed. So even yam, like I would literally mash the yam on my hand. I was just exploring different things on her taste bud, and trust me, it was discouraging. After that rice cereal she took like a boss, it was really discouraging afterwards. But I didn't stop, to be honest. I just kept going. If she reject yam today, tomorrow I'll try potatoes. If she rejects potatoes tomorrow, then I'll try, sorry, was that too much? Then I will try something else the next day. Like, I'll just make sure obviously that I mash it. The consistency will be really mashed, so that she won't choke on anything. And I feel like another way I actually explored her taste bud was the fruits I introduced to her. You want water? Another way I really explored that was here you go, was the fruit I introduced to her. You're welcome. I explored so many fruits I introduced so many fruits. I even avocado. I didn't used to eat avocado myself. That's pear, until I gave birth to her when I was doing Fit Farm, but I didn't really enjoy it. But I gave her not knowing that she was going to take it, and she took it. So I remember I did a video even saying how my 6-month-old, or was she 9 months then? I don't remember, reacts to like new food. And that's just to tell you how much exploration I did. I mean, as long as it is safe, you're not introducing them to like a lot of sugar, not natural sugar in fruit, obviously, sugary stuff and all of that at 6 months. You're not doing that. You're just giving them what you know is safe. And thankfully for us in Nigeria, we even have like so many meals. If you're Nigerian or African, you know that we have like meals that are not processed. So the yam, the rice, the beans, what's that thing? Amala, elubo. Then there's, what's elubo in English?
Yam flour.
Yam flour, thank you, my love. But plantain flour, yes, that's the one we use and like it's healthier. So there's plantain flour, there's different kind of flour, semo, those kind of things. Just make sure you keep exploring. I know, like I said, it can get really tiring if the child says no today. Tomorrow you're already tired. You don't want to do that. You want to keep trying. Another tip is make sure you introduce the solid to them when they are hungry. So like if you're like me and you already timed the food time for your child, you know that okay, she's supposed to have maybe a dose of breast milk, not a real dose, breast milk or cereal by 4. By that 4, you might want to stretch it by like 10-15 minutes so that you know that this child is hungry, and then you introduce the meal to them by then. Nothing spicy for starters. Just make sure you give them like bland plain food, but the way their taste bud respond to it is that they are understanding that it's not just breast milk. They're understanding that there are different flavors of food, and that way it's easy for them to adapt to new meals than if they're just used to one thing. Even with the snacks, by the time my daughter was I think 11-12 months, I introduced her to crackers, biscuits, and she would eat it like a boss. And she said biscuit, she would eat it like a boss. And then after a while, I gave her one cookie, right? She spot her mouth like, what's this? But after I gave her that cookie twice, okay, so she realized that, oh, this is a good, it's biscuit, not cookie. Crackers, cookie. The cookie I mean is like I'm sure you guys know what I mean, right? Something apart from crackers. And then with time, she understood that, okay, so this is different, but it's also a good snack, right? Just make sure that you increase the, variety. That's the word I've been looking for. Just make sure you increase the variety with time. And then at 9 months, okay, before I go to that, let me just give you examples of the things I explored with, for my daughter. I remember I had a small get-together for my birthday the year she turned 6 months. And she was eating Titus mackerel fish like a boss. Even I was surprised, to be honest. Obviously, before now, I'd given her like all that stew in her mouth and all of that. But here was mackerel. Here was mackerel fish that was giving her, say for the second time. And this girl legit finished the whole tail. I remember my sister was looking at me like, show Maria, will she finish it? I kept saying, as long as she's collecting it, nothing happen. And I know that I really increased her tummy. you probably say, oh, fake one. Like I increased the appetite, for lack of better word, right, early, because I would make sure she's really full, before I leave her. And obviously she's a foodie like a father. That's another point. It's in the genes. All of these things I've said is in the genes. If the child doesn't have it, then the child doesn't have it. What is it? It's going to come up. So if the child doesn't have it, the child doesn't have it. But what I would say is, apart from mackerel, fish, there's yam, I've mentioned beans. There's also Irish potato. There's, sweet potato, extra the different kinds of potato. I even blended potato at some point as well. There's spaghetti, like pasta has so many, the ones with shapes for kids and all of that. So explore, pasta and all of that. Right, then at 9 months you want to increase the consistency a bit. And when I say increase, it means thicken. So instead of like blending it like fully pureed, you want to leave some bits in it, like, so that there's something they can easily chew on. For Soteria, dentition was not out until around that 9 months time actually, so I didn't also want to give her something that is only gum she can mash it with. Something like mackerel, obviously I would like really press it with my hand, but when it came to like yam and beans and rice, don't do that, baby. I wanted her to have like at least 2 or 3 teeth before I would give her things like that, right? So but at 9 months, increase the consistency a bit so that they also understand the concept of chewing on something before swallowing it, right? Then at 1 year, go all out. Give them rice the way you are eating it. Give them eba the way you're eating it. Now, one thing I missed out though at 6 months is amala. Amala does not have a lot of chewing involved in it. It's swallow. So with swallow, you can easily explore that with like okra, ewedu, and I would give her these things bland without stew. I feel like I started giving her stew on a full-blown level at like 7 months, at the tail end of 7 months before she clocked 8 months, because at this time I'd peppered her mouth literally with that my finger peppering thing, that she understood the concept of, okay, if I eat pepper, it's okay. So at 7 months I would put a tiny bit of stew in her ewedu or her okra, and she would eat it like a boss. And yeah, we're here today now, she's eating everything I'm eating. I made some spaghetti yesterday and I thought, oh, this is too peppery. She ate it and she reminded me of my younger self when my father would cook something peppery and we'll be saying it's too peppery, but we will be eating it and drinking water. And then yesterday she had cataflux, but she was still eating it. I'm like, lion not the born goat. But for her, in the food aspect, her father is a foodie, and I'm saying that with a serious face, I know. Her father is a foodie, like he loves food, so I'm not even surprised. But I feel like those things, like introducing her early enough, like what's that thing called, flattering her mouth with the pepper to come and things like that, really help. So yeah, that's it. We're done with our eba, and the chicken too is finished. This girl will collect bone from me. Yeah, so we've come to the end of the video. Let me know if you enjoyed it in the comment section below, and share with your friends. I'm sure this will help a new mom who is struggling in the food department. But yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching. Bless you, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye. Can you say bye? Bye. The first thing I'm going to say when it comes to introducing your daughter to solid, Oga. Not for shame now. I have to be giving her slowly.
Slowly, don't rush it.
You rush it, multi you. You want chicken?
You're not a big deal.
You're not a big deal.
Within that time frame of the chicken. Chicken was the tongue.